From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
What's up, world? It's the one and only Pop DBIC, the Primetime Capper. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. It is time for the premier sports betting show, the Primetime Angles. And let's go ahead and jump into the news that we have to start off the show. And man, it happened like literally 5 minutes as soon as we wrap the show up, 5 minutes into that, or maybe about an hour. So let's not exaggerate it that much. But it's on. Arizona State, and Utah all are headed to the Big 12. OMG. Literally, the Big 12 was damn near out of business 2 years ago. They didn't know what they were going to do. They truly did not know what they were going to do. The day that Texas and Oklahoma said, "We leaving," the Big 12 literally said, "How are we going to be able to move on as a conference?" Now they're sitting here with literally the last laugh right now. They have now 16 teams that will be playing in their conference in the 2024 season. Unbelievable. They added in 4 teams from the Pac-12. They've added in 4 teams from the AAC. So pretty much have made themselves a super conference without knowing they were going to be a super conference. But the Big 12, it's not about football. It's not. It's about basketball. Because this is the best basketball conference in America. Everybody knows that. And literally everybody, they might have one of the better recruiting pools of anybody in the nation as well, too. If you see the players that actually wind up at the schools in the Big 12, they're absolutely NBA-ready guys. But everybody knows that football is king, so football is always going to have the biggest spotlight. It's that simple. But Arizona splitting up from the Pac-12, they lose their basketball rivalry with UCLA, but not really. They just lose the 2 games a year. They'll probably still hook up for a game every year and everything like that. But it's going to be sad not to see Arizona and UCLA play each other in that ultimate college basketball rivalry that these teams have. Arizona State didn't really have a rival. Their rival was Arizona. So they're going with their rival to the next conference. And literally Arizona State and Arizona have rolled like that literally the whole time. Utah is actually kind of going home because people have to remember Utah was an original member of the Big 8, but they left. And they were original member of the Pac-12. They were in a conference with Arizona, Oregon, and Washington all at one point back in the day before UCLA, all of them were together. So Utah is literally on a reunion, and Utah doesn't lose their rivalry with Colorado at all. They still have Colorado as their rival. So this is really huge because what it does is it does bring the conference a little bit more, I would say, parity. Now you will split it up. You're going to have 8 teams in 2 divisions. You have the South and the North, it seems like, or the West and the East. But we know that most likely they'll probably put all the Texas schools with the West Coast schools. That's Colorado, Utah, Arizona State. And then all the AAC schools and teams that are towards that way are all going to come together on that side. It makes sense. It makes total sense right now that's how it's going to work. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. So pretty much it's sad to see that the Pac-12 has to cease to exist for this to happen. They still have 4 teams left. And from what everything's looking like they're going to take those 4 teams and they're pretty much going to say, hey, Mountain West, come on over and we're about to come together as a conference. So we're going to take your 12 teams that you already have up there, or 10 or whatever they have, and we're going to add in our 4. And it was funny because somebody said that the Pac-12 said take everybody but Oregon State and Washington State. I don't believe that for a minute. Like, you literally said, let's keep both the teams that are almost irrelevant to the conference, and then you can take everybody else. Okay, so pretty much, it's getting really funny. But the Pac-12 just pretty much is throwing up the white flag now, and it's over. But I think the Pac-12 will probably have its greatest season ever because it's the end. Seriously. And when you look at it, this is a decade. This was a decade in the